and offboarding. These can sound like super fancy buzzwords in the small business community. As an organizer, let's talk about what this could look like in your own business. Let's dive in. Hey there, I'm Melissa Meral from Pro Organizer Bootcamp. Today, I want to talk to you about onboarding and offboarding and these terms that have been thrown around in the small business community and how specifically they interact with home organizers and professional organizing companies. So let's dive right in. Again, I'm Melissa Meral at Pro Organizer Bootcamp. What keeps this channel going is if you like, subscribe, and comment. So please do those things and keep this channel going so that I can keep hitting you with more videos. Number one, with onboarding. You guys know that I love Honeybook as my go-to system for client invoicing, deposit collection, and sending over that ever so important contract. You can DM me at Pro Organizer Bootcamp on Instagram or TikTok, or Melissa Meral on Facebook if you want a behind the scenes exclusive video of how I use Honeybook in my own organizing business. This is not something that I've shared out publicly. This is like the actual behind the scenes of how I use it in my own organizing company at Let's Get You Organized. In the meantime, you can check out a free trial of Honeybook using my link at share.honeybook.com/Melisa823. And I'll also link a quick overview video here for you to watch after this one. That share.honeybook.com/Melisa823 link is going to be in the pinned comment below, as well as in the video description as well here on YouTube. Honeybook has honestly been such a game changer in my organizing business, and I've been using it for almost 5 years now. It really helps create that seamless client experience and gets rid of those dreaded drop-off points that you guys have heard me talk about in other videos for clients to fall through the cracks and just kind of fall off the face of the earth, ghost you, fall into a black hole, never book you, right? You don't want drop-off points in your business. Honeybook has really helped create that seamless client experience that I really needed as an organizer. So along with number one for invoicing and deposit collection is that it all starts with having a foundationally strong consultation process. You want to make sure that you have a rock solid game plan for that first time in meeting your new lead, your new prospective client. So if you haven't already grabbed your seat in my free webinar, the Consultations 101 Masterclass, simply head to bit.ly/consultations101 masterclass for instant access. I'll also pop that into the pinned comment down below, as well as in today's video description. So having a really strong consultation process for your onboarding, right? You want to be able to get to the point where you're sending them that contract, you're sending them that deposit request to secure their appointment on the calendar. You want to get to the point where you're sending them the invoice for the full package price, right? You want to get there. In order to get there, you've got to have a rock solid consultation. So I do encourage you to grab your free seat and have instant access to that consultations masterclass. Again, that's at bit.ly/consultations101 masterclass for instant access. So now let's talk about offboarding. So we talked about onboarding. I try to keep everything really simple. If you guys can't tell, I don't necessarily love these buzzwords. It's just something that keeps coming up, questions I keep getting from multiple different people within my Pro Organizer Bootcamp community. And I wanted to kind of address this here on the Pro Organizer Bootcamp channel because these can sound like really sexy words, onboarding, offboarding. Oh, I need a whole workflow and I need a whole Dubsado, crazy system to move me through all of these different stages of the pipeline and this and that, right? I try to keep everything really simple in my business. That's how I always have done it over these past 10 years of running Let's Get You Organized. So for onboarding, it's literally have a consultation, send them the invoice, the contract, and the deposit collection, send them the calendar invite, and show up at their house, right? To me, that is pretty easy, and I don't need 5,000 different apps and reminders and tasks and alarms going off telling me how to do all of those things. Try to keep it simple. Even when I had 4 employees, or 4 1099s, I'll correct myself there. When I had 4 1099s, you guys know my story about leaving California because of AB5 and all of those 1099 contractor laws. When I had my 4 1099s running around all over San Diego, California, organizing, and we were growing and scaling like crazy, that is still how I did my quote unquote onboarding process. So again, this doesn't have to be sexy. It doesn't have to be fancy. Keep it simple, get you a good system that's going to help with this. And you don't need to have 10,000 reminders and tasks and apps and alarms and all of this stuff. Believe me, it doesn't need to be that crazy. You're not running a multi-million-dollar Fortune 100 company, right? Keep it simple. Okay, so that was onboarding. Let's talk about offboarding. It is my humble opinion that as organizers, we really shouldn't be offboarding clients. I do 3 very simple things in my organizing business that help clients keep coming back for more, which is the whole point, right? We want that repeat business, even if it caps at maybe doing their whole house for like 10 or 15 or 20 sessions, or if they turn into a long-term regular client with a standing appointment on their calendar for, say, maintenance of the areas you've already organized or other areas of the home that they want to tackle gradually over time. Maybe it's once a month, once every 2 weeks, right? You can work out that maintenance schedule. But for me, the magic has always been in that repeat business. You guys have heard me talk about the cost of acquiring a new client, the cost of acquiring a new customer. In sales terms, this is the CAC, or the customer acquisition cost, right? And so you want to make sure that your costs are low for acquiring new customers, but the ones that are going to be really cheap are getting repeat business. That is how you are going to make so much more money than if you're constantly trying to churn and burn and drum up new clients and work with people for the first time and then never work with them again. So again, my humble opinion, this is my channel. I get to say what I want here. And I don't believe in having a, very formal offboarding process. But I will tell you the 3 things that are very simple that I do upon the close of every single first session. So when I meet a new client, when I'm leaving their home for the very first time, when I'm getting there for the first time, working with them for the first time, and then when I'm leaving for the first time, these are the 3 things that I do. Number 1, I text them either before and after photos, or maybe a reel or a TikTok video that I made of their project within usually about 3 to 4 hours of leaving their home. I try to do it like the evening, once I get home, once I've unpacked the car, taken a shower, gotten something to eat, had time to actually sort through all of the before and after photos I took, before and after videos I took, and then be able to put something together, whether that's on Instagram as a reel or on TikTok with some audio attached to it. And I'll send that to them to really keep those feel goods and those endorphins going. Along with that, I always ask for a review once I send those photos over, because again, they're on a high after seeing the transformation that we just accomplished together, or that myself and my team just accomplished. And they're usually more inclined to just get that review done and out of the way right then and there while the iron is still hot, so to speak. So you want to be able to make it really easy for them. Don't just say, hey, would you write a review for me? That's like a yes or no answer, right? Of course, they're going to say, yes, I would love to. Yes, of course, right? Giving them the actual link to your Google My Business page, giving them the actual link to your Yelp page, the link to your Nextdoor business listing, whatever it is, wherever they found you. Maybe they found you on Thumbtack and you want to boost your reviews and reputation management there on Thumbtack within the app, or Angie, right? If you're using paid lead generation. Wherever you want them to write the review, you have to make it easy for them. Dumb it down, make it like reviews for dummies, and don't just ask a closed question. Will you write a review for me? Of course, they're going to say, yes, I'll write a review for you if it was a good session and if it went well, and if they want to keep booking you, right? You want to give them the easy way to do this and just send them the exact link of where you want them to write it, because they're not going to take the time to go Google you, find your page, find your Yelp, sort through all this, get distracted, open a new tab, check their email. Make it really easy for them. So those are the first two things that I do as part of my quote unquote offboarding process. Number one, I text them the photos or video that I created, keep those feel goods and endorphins going, ask for a review, strike while the iron is still hot, get them to leave that review in the place that I'm specifically needing more reviews, more 5-star testimonials, right? So the third thing that I do, within about a week of their first session, I write a handwritten thank you note and I mail it to their home. Obviously, I have their home address. Stamps are like 60 cents, 70 cents, something like that. I still don't know how much stamps are. You guys have seen me do this in another video, but they're very cheap, right? I use the Dollar Spot thank you notes from Target, Dollar Spot, and or Dollar Tree also has some really good selection of thank you notes, $1.25 for usually like a pack of 10. That being said, this is such an extra added special touch that most people, most clients aren't expecting. And how fun is it to receive snail mail in this digital age? So those are like the three very easy things. Text them the photos or the video, ask for a review, send them a thank you note. And again, I don't call this an offboarding process because I don't want to offboard them. I want them to become a repeat client. I want them to become an MVP, somebody that I can be friends with, know, like, trust, get to know them, get to know their family, their habits, their lifestyle, work more systems into their life with them within their homes, right? That is what I love to do. So I don't call this an offboarding process. I don't love these terms. And if I had to sum it up, that's what my process looks like in my own organizing business. So my advice to you is really to keep it simple. And at the beginning of just starting your business, within the first 3 months, 6 months, your process definitely doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to involve programs that cost thousands and thousands of dollars, or working with somebody to build out all your workflows and your automations and this and that. I don't think any of that is needed when you're just starting out. Maybe when you're growing and scaling and building a team of 4, 5, 6 team members, assistants, things like that. But at the beginning, keep it simple, onboarding, offboarding. Be sure to check out Honeybook if you're needing a system to streamline your business operations and make that onboarding process a lot more efficient. Again, that's in the pinned comment below. Plus, check out my consultations 101 masterclass for more tips and tricks on that onboarding magic.